into the market to actually go look for a solution. For this client, it's a $6 million ARR B2B SaaS company in the risk and compliance space. So I talked with about 18 different compliance professionals. 17 out of 18 wanted to be more efficient in their operations, and they wanted more visibility into their entire department. They wanted to automate what's called their GRC, governance, risk, and compliance. And instead of having all these bells and whistles everywhere, they just wanted something basic, something that would help them with control mapping, right? This has huge implications, again, for messaging your product and services in the right way and in positioning them in the right way. I know exactly what's kind of to talk about when people come in. I know what an ideal solution looks like, and I know what things are most important when it comes to actually envisioning what success looks like. Instead of going everywhere on social media, on influencers, on email marketing, YouTube, whatever. I know how clients are actually initially made aware of the software, in this case, or specifically your product. See, here, most people hear about this through their network and through their group, or through an external consultant says, you should actually go purchase this. Or by having previous experience with the tool. Notice social media isn't even on here. People aren't made aware of this software through that. No, that's not true in all cases, but it's true in this scenario. And it leads me back to my point that every single company I work with is unique in their marketing, and they deserve a unique marketing strategy. I could see how many people out of 18, 10 of them are actually in market. 8 of them were kind of somewhat in a discovery mode. The problem was big enough to go look for a solution. Do I need it right now? It would be nice to have, right? 13 out of 18 had a manual process before they start, and 2/3 of people didn't actually have any sort of competition in regards to my client. With when they went into a market, they actually looked at someone else. This was the biggest competitor, but you can kind of see in both spaces, this is very decentralized. This tells me that my client has kind of cornered the market, so to speak. And if done correctly, their marketing, that is, it has a major impact. You just need to be able to, again, say the right things and know exactly what to say. When someone comes to the website, I know exactly what to say and when to say it. I know the 1 to 3 things that they're looking for before they click buy now or purchase now, or let me talk to someone in sales. Not only do I know the most important decision criteria in terms of a quantitative sense, I know which ones actually have the most influence on the purchase decision itself. For example, you can see here that improved efficiency got 16 votes out of 18. So that was pretty big, right? But in terms of actually being the biggest one to influence decisions, it was maybe what, 5th or 6th on the list. Having previous experience with the tool, integrating with the GRC, and having a consultant recommend this actually were the most important. So in my mind, I'm seeing all this, I'm thinking, okay, how are we using this to help influence marketing in the future? How are we getting into this in the hands of more consultants who can recommend this? How are we going to more conferences where these consultants are, where networks, groups, and communities and their peers are, where people with previous experience with the tool are actually using this and they can talk with others? How are we getting into more conferences, so to speak, and letting people know through Google, through SEO content, through more articles, through XYZ, what my client kind of needs in the market and what people need in order to kind of make that decision for them. Let's see here. This wasn't a huge factor for my client, but I can advise on a pricing strategy because I know in this case, most customers are price inelastic. $5,000, $10,000, doesn't matter. That was a kind of non-factor for a lot of these different clients. Could have actually raised the prices and been fine. I know the primary gaps that customers have in the process. I know, essentially what we need to kind of fill and bridge in order for that decision criteria to be compressed and accelerated so that that lead to win ratio just keeps going and it gets faster and faster. I know how many people made a leap of faith here and said, well, you know what? I didn't see everything that I wanted, but I'm just going to trust that it's there. I know the length of buying journey. I know how long it takes, so on and so forth. I know the biggest opportunities for improvement and what marketing specifically needs. And I know where marketing should focus their efforts and how and what we should specifically be doing. I know what channels to be able to specifically target along the way and when we should actually target them. Last thing, I can kind of segment even further and go from, let's just say in this case, enterprise to small businesses. What I do after that, and we're almost done, is I create an executive summary here, and then I ask very specific questions that executives and you would want to know. I map it out by specific departments. In this case, mostly it's marketing, but this could be product development. This could be business strategy, could be sales. Mark it out into subcategories here. And then I provide not only a short answer up front, but a kind of longer answer that helps to describe what I'm talking about a little bit more. I give data to say, oh, okay, great. So I want to back it up. I know exactly kind of where to go. So in this case, I'm asking about the biggest ways to improve awareness. I've got data to back it up, and I've got kind of warrants to my claim here in terms of quotes that back this all up. You can see here that these questions are crucial to understanding your marketing strategy. What are the biggest ways to improve awareness, to improve conversion, to improve retention? What are we doing that's working that can easily be expanded upon? What are the major differences between the segments of enterprises and small businesses? What can we make educational content for? What are the most common barriers in the process that we should look to avoid or look to solve? What's the most common journey? What sort of information do they need along the way, and where can we provide that? Beginning, middle, end of the journey, so on and so forth, right? Take this all the way down. In this case, got roughly about 33 questions that are answered, but nevertheless, your marketing strategy is formed from this. This is a comprehensive look at how your customers make decisions and all the data that you need in order to facilitate that. Let me know if you have any questions. Happy to answer them. Message me directly, or let's just get started. Your choice, but I'm happy to help, and let's get this going.